All right, good morning, Wasteland, or good evening, or whatever time it is. Mr. G doing a different style video today. We're going to talk about how alive is Crossout. How popular is it? Is it on the downswing? Is it plateaued? Is it kind of dying out? I can tell you about my YouTube numbers and how those have been going. This was spurred by someone making a comment on a video the other day. They're like, didn't this guy's videos get way more views? Yes, they did at an earlier time. And let's talk about the lifespan of a game. I'm not going to say Crossout's dying, but we are going to look at some of the things that have happened in the life of Crossout since its release. We're going to take a peek at some of those things and what numbers were affected by those before everyone starts raging in the comments. This is a very anecdotal look using basic YouTube analytics data and some Steam numbers that we were able to pull. Yes, I know only a small percentage of players, probably less than half, actually have linked Crossout to their Steam accounts. But that being said, still going to give us an indicator how certain big events in the game have affected how many players are concurrently playing the game. So what we're looking at here, we can come back to this in a bit, but basically these are my YouTube numbers. And YouTube really didn't start taking off for me until Crossout happened. And you can see that for me is July 1st, 2017, when I came out with the How to Make Money number 14, my 14th Crossout episode on July 1st, 2017. Now, Crossout actually started in open beta not that long ago, but back in May. Before that was closed beta. So the little baby that was Crossout was born essentially in May 2017. So we're looking at a game that's about 3 years old at this point, although closed beta and alpha was well before 2017. So Mr. G comes on the scene at around July 9th, 2017. You can see we got a decent spike in views. We're a relatively new YouTube channel, but you'll notice a lot of my YouTube numbers here for these videos. While we have some growth and some spikes, you don't see a general trend upwards. Because even as the channel grows and I get more subscribers, we're not getting more views in Crossout. We're getting fewer and fewer. Let's take a peek at some of the Steam data from Crossout over the last few years. So you can see when it released here in 2017, not a lot even happened with Crossout until July, which is when I discovered the game and when the game really came on the scene for me. So it'd been out for a couple months, people were noticing it, and it got fired up. So in around July, we were looking at around about 9,481 concurrent players right after release. Now, according to Steam, that is the all-time peak nearly of players. You can see 9,701 is an all-time peak. So it's a little disheartening that the game's initial release coincided with some of the best times for the game. Now, a lot of people talk about hovers and they say hovers were the worst thing to ever happen to Crossout. They killed the game. Let's see, do the numbers reflect that? Dawn's Children released on September 21st, 2017. So we're October, September, right about there. So do we see a little bit of a drop-off with the release of Dawn's Children? We do. Does that causation? Is correlation? I don't know. But we do have a little bit of a drop of about 2,500 concurrent players on average. Now, one of the other big things that did happen was when was the release of the Firestarters? It came a little bit later, February 2018. So if we're to jump ahead to the future, do we get a little bit of a bump here, February 2018? A little bit, not a whole lot. Honestly, the game stays pretty solid at around 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, up to about 8,000 in February 2020. Pretty close. But never does it pass that initial release all-time high. And if we're just to look at let's say the last year, it's been staying pretty much the same, with a little bit of a dip, with the lowest amount of players being around 4,000 on September of this year. You'd think as people were getting, locked in for COVID that those numbers would jump up a little bit. But unfortunately, you can see most of the numbers for 2020 are in the red for Crossout, and that absolutely reflects my YouTube views that I'm getting from Crossout. So it's the reason you're seeing other games on the channel. I still love Crossout. I love the building, I love the creativity, but you're going to be seeing games like SnowRunner and other things take a little bit more of a front seat, simply because I need to start getting views and revenue and growing the channel. Do I think Tarjum can pull this out and bring some new creativity to the table? I absolutely do, but we haven't got any really big updates. Yes, Baby G. You may absolutely make more toast, Baby G. Look at that. It's okay. Yeah, I'll help you. You got it. She's already making herself dinner. I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and say Tarjum needs to look at the free-to-play model that they have and really think about a way to keep existing players, keep the players that play Clan Wars and have dumped tons of money in the game, but also bring in new players. Let's make this game fresh, Tarjum. Let's bring it in. If you guys would like to have an interview with Mr. G and hear my thoughts about the game, Woody Rojo, I'm absolutely ready for an interview anytime. You can message me on the forums or on Discord. That's it for this one, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments about how Crossout's doing, and I will check those out, and we'll do another update on this in the future. Be good. Stay safe. Mr. G out.